Welcome to Midnight Movie Madness. This week we watched Plus One.
Enjoy the festivities.
You already got your chance. What's going on?
I have no idea.
Wait.
Okay.
Hi.
Really?
Great start!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Midnight Movie Madness. My name is Crystal.
And I'm Monica.
I'm not doing the voice. You can't make me.
You have to do the voice.
No, not gonna do the voice.
Do the dance.
We gotta follow Crystal's plan.
Do
To
the
word.
dance.
No, I'm a rebel and I'm not listening.
Tell us who the hell you are.
Oh, right. I'm Brady. Hi.
Ready, kids?
All right, so this week we watched Plus One.
Yeah.
Amazing movie, right? Like the
Uh.
best thing we've ever seen in our lives.
No.
Oh.
But definitely. I don't. It's really good though. Yeah, I really liked it. So.
Silence.
This movie sucks.
So
No. This movie's bad.
full disclosure, I hadn't heard of this film, and then when the credits started I realized that I used to work for the company that made it. So I remember
I worked on this.
I remember seeing like casting for it, and I remember seeing people working on shots for this. And they are the people that they're very famous for digital makeup and facial replacement stuff, so this is very appropriate for them.
Yeah, that stuff was really good in this movie too.
Mhm.
Like
It had a beautiful look, like it was shot really nicely.
yeah, it was really pretty.
Nice lighting
The
effects.
lights.
So
Yeah.
let's get into this. Brady, you want to start us into this magical labyrinth?
Okay, so the opening scene is probably the most confusing and pointless thing ever. It's a super like close up shot of flowers with this song playing, and I should have actually looked at what the song is. Something about Jezebel, and it's just the
Oh,
beginning
yeah.
of just weird music choices throughout the entire movie.
It's that hipster mood.
It's not even hipster, it's frat.
Yeah.
It's something.
It's
I don't-
something.
I don't know.
Fripster.
So yeah,
Anyway.
they go in and they zoom out of a rose, and I guess it's the same rose. So this guy, there's a dude, main
Yes.
dude. I don't remember
Yeah.
his name. Dave,
dude.
Don,
David. His name's
David.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's going to visit his, I guess, girlfriend, but like,
Yes. His like childhood, like elementary school girlfriend, like they've been together forever,
2 years.
kind of thing.
right.
Oh, I thought they were.
2 years.
Oh, right, because he like spouts
Uh-huh.
the days.
Yes.
Yeah,
guy.
that's right. What a creep. And he goes to her fencing match to surprise her and bring her flowers, and she loses her match to this other girl that seems like a bet.
Hold, let's pause right there. So
All right.
we're gonna move back. So when he pulls up to the school, you don't really know what's going on. He's got flowers. He stops. There's the
Oh, he's
Latin
on the.
on the front of the school says something about what is it? Change involves science. For the record, so he surprises her by like calling and saying, "Hey, I wish I was there.
Oh, right.
You should
Oh, right,
you
yeah.
should say I wish you were here too." And it's really kind of awkward and painful.
Yeah.
The idiot walks right in front of someone, like between the fencer and his practice dummy. Dude walks right in front of it.
He's distracted. He's on his cell phone.
Just dumb. Anyway, so
He wants to get stabbed.
when she turns and sees him, it's immediate awkwardness.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be like a really comfortable, cozy couple, and it seems like they're just weirdos
Right.
who don't know how to act like humans.
One of the first things he mentions is, "Hey, you changed your hair." This guy is driving distance from
Yeah.
where his girlfriend is.
But they don't really.
He's got an iPhone,
I don't know, man. I don't know
but
what this scene was about other than
I think
thematically.
I think it's well, I mean, they kind of insinuate it later when he meets the other girl in the hall. Is
Wait,
this
let's say what happens.
we're
Okay.
getting there. This is
Okay.
exactly where we're going.
Okay.
So after the awkwardness, she gets to actually go through one of her fencing matches against a girl that looks exactly like her.
Actually, I think the girl's prettier than her.
Oh my god.
The first time I watched it, I didn't know which one was which.
Oh, really?
I
I
didn't
really
either.
did not. I didn't know which
Oh.
one I was rooting for.
Well, one had like a really bony jaw, and that's the main girl, and then the other one had like really soft features. So I was
Right.
like, oh, I like the soft features.
But in the first glance that you see, they have
Yeah,
the same
they do
hairstyle,
look, yeah.
and they put the masks on. Like you don't really get a good look at their faces, or at least the other chick's face
So
at first.
you don't actually know which one's which when they're actually like sparring during the
Right.
competition,
Right.
which
So
sets
then-
the whole mood.
Yeah, I mean, it is the thesis statement, which I'm sure when they were writing it, they're like, I'm a genius. But, you
Mind
know.
blown.
Right. And then, he sneaks up on the chick and was like, "Where'd you learn all that?" And she's like, "What?"
Wrong
You-
girl. It's wrong
And
girl.
then
Wrong girl.
kisses him because reasons,
Because she's a bitch.
apparently.
Well, yeah, there's obviously something going on between those two girls too.
Never discussed.
But never,
Well,
ever
yeah,
brought
but,
up again.
But if you're a girl, you catch those glances, like those like evil eyes girls give each other. And I saw it at the very beginning of the competition. I'm like, oh, these girls hate each other's guts.
Sure,
Like-
sure. I mean, I think
I'm
that
sure.
works
And
for all
that-
humans.
But I think really what that scene was trying to insinuate is like with the fact that he actually doesn't know his girlfriend that well. And he's more obsessed with the idea of her than actually her. Which is why when he found another her, he's like, okay, I'll kiss you.
Well, kind of.
Sure, I guess. Anyway, that was dumb. The girl walks in on them and she's like, "Oh, why?" And then she just runs away. And while she runs away, she like waves at him.
Let's point out the fact that she ran away on the second floor, and he couldn't figure out where she went. Like
Yeah, he was
outside
like-
balcony
She
on
flew
the second
away.
floor. She disappeared.
I hope she sprouted bat
catch
wings
that.
and just went.
Yes,
And
I caught that the first time. Like when
See,
he leaves
it's just
the door.
saying there's so many things he just doesn't know about her.
Apparently,
He doesn't know about physics. So
She has crazy ninja skills.
right, and it was just because she sees this. I mean, of course you're gonna be pissed and nervous, and you walk away. But why would she turn around and just wave like a little child? That was weird.
'Cause-
Bye. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
I don't know. I just hands down don't like Jill as a character all around. It's just
Yeah,
dumb.
I didn't care for
Like,
her. I
Name
actually
a
She
didn't.
makes-
character you do
I
like
did-
in this.
I didn't actually. I was gonna say I didn't actually like any of the main characters.
I liked one.
The little redheaded girl.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She
I
was.
also-
I liked
She
her
was
too.
okay.
Because she
Anyway.
didn't hurt me inside. Okay, so
Yeah.
like, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not quite there. Okay,
so we find
let's
out that
see.
dude guy is like still living at home.
Yes.
I guess like a freaking home
They.
guy.
I mean, they just
And-
drill it in from the beginning to the end that he is a very stationary character. Like he does not want to change nothing. He
Right.
sleeps in the same bed he has since he was a kid. He doesn't want to move neighborhoods because like he says it's like this is my home. I know where everything is. And even his
Right.
friend is like, you sound like my grandfather.
Now, keep in mind that this is implying that this is their or their second summer out of high school. Like they graduated high school, people went
So
off to college. He
They've
stayed,
had time to like figure stuff out.
right. He didn't. He just stayed home
Yeah.
and
and yeah.
just whatever. Like this kid has pictures all over his wall of what I'm assuming is supposed to be various adventures with his girlfriend or whatever. Even though on two separate walls he has the same picture.
Yeah. Well, photocopy machines. It's hard for
Right.
production design to
Oh yeah.
have
I totally get
unique
it.
images.
But
So-
it really makes him seem very creepy.
Well, the whole time I watched this, all I thought like was he was just a super obsessive character. Like he's not actually a healthy, mentally healthy person. And I mean, by the end of that movie, you really see that.
Right.
And he's just obsessive. And again, like he's more obsessed with the idea of this girl than he is the actual girl. Meaning, I mean, that's why he doesn't know what she actually wants and anything about her really.
Yeah.
He
And
just
Teddy's kind of
it's like he had one great summer with her and was like, "Yes, this is the girl I want the rest of my life."
basically that's
Yeah.
kind of what's going on. And his best friend Teddy is kind of ragging on him about it. He's just saying, look, there's other women, and we're going to this big party. There are going to be drunk women with terrible things in their mind. So let's kind of
Yeah. Drunk women and like models and strippers
go
and
go do a
sushi
thing.
ladies and,
Just hold
you
on.
know,
The
things that
sushi
poor
hasn't
college
happened yet.
students have.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then we see the cause of the entire plot of the movie: a meteor
Sure.
just
not?
flying,
Yep.
and then it crashes right next to a telephone pole, and there's weird glowy fire.
And 80s logic pursues.
Right. And
It's fine. It's fine.
this last thing I did, or this last thing, this next thing that happened, I didn't realize happened at first. The first 3 times I watched it, I don't know. I think I've seen this 3 or 4 times. Not sure, but I didn't notice it until this last time. That during the after the meteor hits and you get the first little power surge, he's in. David's in the bathroom, right, making sure he looks pretty or
And
whatever.
he's like staring at himself.
When staring at himself, looking at his phone. I don't know. Anyway, the power surges, lights kind of dim and whatnot, and when he moves, his reflection doesn't.
Oh. I
Yeah,
never that
yeah.
either.
That totally happened. I like that.
But
Oh,
that
nice effect.
nothing has anything to do with reflections for the rest of the movie.
Nope.
It's
So-
just foreshadowing.
Sort of, like, but we get the exact same effect in about 3 minutes.
So
Give or
no
take.
point. Yeah. So they get to the party and it's like at a mansion because your friends have mansions and
And on the way to the party, they mention that this kid's parents left so he could throw the party.
ridiculous.
Giant house too, like
Yeah.
12
Giant.
rooms,
Completely.
a boathouse, something, a pool house, whatever.
Yes.
Yes, huge house.
His
Rich people.
drug dealer gets all mad because he can't
Kyle.
get into the party. So he's all, oh, I can't go. I'm so
Kyle
mad."
throws a fit because you can buy drugs for me, but you can't invite me to your party.
Why can't he go to that party? Like, everyone else is a scumbag as far as I'm
Because
concerned.
because he's like total aggressive and they're trying to keep it a passive party. And that's the point when one guy was like, "Hey man, just chill out." And he punches him in the
Punch
face.
in the face.
Yeah, this dude
Yeah.
is like just all aggro and he's just like, I don't want that at my party.
He's already upset that he wasn't invited to the party.
But I wouldn't say
he
a
just-
passive party includes a tennis ball soaked in vodka. But sure.
Right. And also, I don't think they ever do any of the drugs that he brought.
No, there's just some sleepy guys on the couch. I'm not sure how you would sleep through that, but sure.
That is blacked out.
And I'm going to hate that guy later on in the movie, for the record. Just
Okay.
hate.
Okay, so
Anyway.
they get into the party, and he's desperate to find Jill or whatever the hell her name is, and try to patch things up. And everyone's trying to advise him against it because there's lots of available women around, and leave her alone. She's
And I think the
steaming.
thing is too is all their friends know that they actually aren't compatible with each other. So that's why all their friends are just like, dude, just forget about it, you know? Let her have a good time. You go find someone else. Like, you two guys aren't actually meant for each other.
Oh, wait. We skipped over Allison. Allison gets introduced.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Our
I
favorite
love-
character.
Cute little
Because,
ginger girl.
Yeah. She walks in and is like, what are you doing here? Looking for someone that I like. How's that going? Not very well. Or I've been here for a while. Yes. Like, I love Allison. I really
Why
do.
is she even there though? Like,
I don't
Um,
know. I wouldn't go if I was her.
I think she had to want to go for some reason. Like, let's see if we can at least have fun,
Probably
right?
because like everybody's going to this party.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I mean everybody,
And
including a dude
it
that shaves
really
half
seems
his
like
head.
I love that guy. So, um,
Why?
it really seems like Alice and Teddy and David are decent friends, and it's funny that earlier we discussed that Monica may have had the only suggestion that came to mind happened to be I don't know what movie was that?
Oh, Can't Hardly Wait.
Right,
Like a party movie.
a party movie and also kind of a coming of age story,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I would say that if this movie was a coming of age story, David and Allison would have been ending up together at the end of the movie.
Yeah. She would have been his ducky.
Right. Like absolutely that would have happened. And
Yeah.
it really feels like they're building that from
Yeah, because they're like, well, and the thing is like Allison and his best friend, what is it, Luke? They don't like each other at
Teddy.
all. Teddy, sorry. And so I mean, David is the glue that holds those three together, and it's obvious that Teddy and Allison only like David, but David and Allison have like, whereas Teddy and David kind of get on each other's nerves,
Mhm.
David and Allison are like tight.
yeah.
Whereas like we're like kind of a little bit creepy close when they're talking about like, I mean, he just compliments her out the wazoo and does all this stuff, like kind of flirts with her,
Yeah.
but at the same time he has no interest in her. But it's very easy to see how Allison would be like, yeah, I love this guy because he's the only guy that gets me, he's the only guy that like knows how awesome I am and how beautiful I am, and because he's always saying these things.
right.
So yeah, in any other coming of age tale, those would have been the two that got together at
and
the end of the movie.
I want to say that maybe the script was written as a coming of age story and someone said, well, we've seen 5 million of these. Why
I'll
don't you
fund
just-
it if you make it a horror film.
Let's just murder all of these kids.
Yeah.
And we'll call it good.
I hate all these people. Let's kill them. Yeah.
Pretty much. So right after Allison was introduced, we see Jill show up with some people, and she looks right at David.
She's
At least
like,
it's implied that she looks right at him.
She's like,
I want nothing to do with this boy.
Exactly that. Also, the guy's name is Steve, and I hate Steve.
just
Does
any
Steve
Steves.
actually have any lines in this movie?
He says something like,
Yes,
"Oh,
he does.
bro," or bro.
He
or
has
something.
a close up on his lips that is very, very just homoerotic.
Oh right.
And
well-
then
He like wipes his mouth or gets a drink or
he
gets a
licks
mint.
his lips.
I don't
He
like
puts
it.
something in his mouth and licks his lips while walking towards David.
Well, he needs a mint because he just did something with his mouth. That's what I implied.
We don't
That's-
see
that's-
that.
yeah.
The mouth thing doesn't happen until later, and that's where his one line is, where he says, "Just relax. This is my specialty."
Oh right, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Totes.
Anyway, so much for trying to
Everyone in
stay
this
on
movie
track.
is a creep.
Yeah, forget it. Okay, so this party's huge. There's like annoying people everywhere. Going, oh my god, it's so great. And there's a really hot girl that's all alone for some reason because that happens. And nerd face boy geek
Teddy.
Teddy, nerd face boy geek, I prefer. And he goes over to sit next to her just to see if he can, strike up a conversation. He's got a lot of confidence, this guy. So
And somehow,
he ends up making her laugh enough and annoying her enough to be like, sure,
whatever.
why not? I got a surprise for you later. Meet me in 10 minutes upstairs.
Right. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I need 10 minutes.
Okay, weird. That entire scene is very painful because we have Melanie that's sitting there on the couch just minding her own business. Teddy comes over and says something like, do you know anybody here? And she says something like, not many. And he responds with, is that why you're sitting by yourself?
Yeah.
What are those lines? Humans don't talk like that.
Yes, they do. They
No.
Drunk humans do.
Kind of.
Sure, but
Drunk jerks do.
I don't even know how you would be offended by what he said.
Right. Now, here's the fun part. I paid really close attention to this because I apparently hate myself. So, they introduce each other, just first names, Teddy, Melanie, nothing else. And it's basically implied that she doesn't really know anybody at this party either, but then invites him to go up to the bedroom. When Teddy goes and gets to explain this to our hero, I guess, David, he uses her last name.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. It's like they went to school together, but if they went to
Yeah.
school together, like, why doesn't she know anybody else here if everybody else knows each other?
Yeah, that
Right.
doesn't make any sense. Continuity
Yeah, that
error
was
for
a
reals.
that was a big question for me too when I was watching it. I'm like, wait, did you go to this school or were you one of those like super popular girls that actually just didn't know anyone because everyone just got you everything?
Yeah. Who knows? I don't think they thought about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So creepy.
throughout the party, little blackouts start happening, and and like you kind of see a double vision of people because
Right.
the little electricity things come through the power lines, and the drug dealer sees it first.
Right. He's the one that sees it. And I was excited that someone finally saw the weird, creepy fire that was traveling along the power line.
Yeah. And I'm
And-
wondering too, like, because they had so many lights and so many electronics and so many things at this party, is that why the meteor electricity phone line was absorbed into this house?
Not
I'm
explained.
assuming because there is so many lights, because what's his dude? I can't remember his name. He's like the one name I can't remember.
Angad.
Yes, he spent all day at Home Depot talking to their light guys.
They really know
because-
their stuff.
Apparently, I just
Sure, Home Depot maybe
Right.
funded part of this.
apparently, because they'll set up lights for your house. It seems, I guess.
The people outside Home Depot will.
I'm assuming that because there are so many lights, so much electricity going through, that this is kind of
Like, maybe whatever this meteor, mystical, magical power thing is, like, feeds on the energy from all the lights or
Right.
something.
It's-
And that's
it's
what's
emphasized
causing the
here.
power outages.
Sure.
Like, they never actually explained it. They just, and I kind of like it when sometimes when things don't explain it, because I like kind of figuring stuff out on my own. But
Right.
give me more clues.
I mean, the power surges are happening everywhere because the first one happens at David's
Yeah,
house.
at his house. And I'm
But-
like, so that's what I don't know, is it following him or is it attracted to the electricity or like,
It's got to be just attracted or at least amplified by the amount of lights and everything that's at this house. It
Yeah,
has to be.
I think so. That makes sense. And it's
Right.
the most people to mess with.
yeah.
exactly.
Whatever this is.
But this is when I said that we get the same effect from the mirror thing. It happens
To that
with
girl
the
on
druggie and his thing,
Oh.
His thing.
his
his
thing.
His
girl, whatever.
His friend girl.
Because
Yeah.
he's staring at the
Brenda, I
power
think her
line,
name was.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, she yells at him. He turns around, and she sees the back of his head standing behind him.
Yeah.
And that's really all we really need to know that things are happening. Not the mirror, but that.
Yeah.
And then she runs away screaming because weird.
Yeah, that's a natural reaction.
Oh, by the way, we need to touch on the fact that the party had continued after the Kyle, the drug dealer,
The Kyle.
punched the kid in the face. And the drug dealer and his girlfriend stayed out in front of the house, sitting on his car, while he
Banging
rhythmically
the hood. Yeah.
pounded. Like,
Why though?
I
Why?
think he was planning on doing something, but he was still thinking about what it was, but he wanted to like keep that, you know, they know he's outside, they know he's angry, so he's just going to keep banging
Right.
the hood until he figures out what he's going to do.
Mhm.
But it's still adding that like tension. Like he wants to keep that
right.
because he wants you to be afraid of him. And he's a drug dealer. He can't be known as the guy who just like walks away when not invited to a party. Like he loses his street cred if he does that.
Apparently.
Should have done what Maleficent did.
Yeah.
Just like go and
Just
curse
curse
a child
the children.
because
Yeah. 16-year long con.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
He didn't have a good enough laugh for it.
No, not really.
Good stuff.
And then we
Anyway.
see this chick standing on a toilet staring at the light in the bathroom.
Because she's drunk and she's like, what's going on with the lights?
Right. And I'm pointing this out for a reason that I'll get to in
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
and there's a room with a bird, and the so the tennis ball soaked in vodka
It's a great idea.
lights it starts a fire, and the DJ is brilliant enough to bring an umbrella into the house. And when he sees the fire, he just pops it open, and it covers his entire deck.
Of course, because I go to parties like this all the time. People like light tennis balls on fire and play with them, and then they catch curtains on fire. It's
Right.
really great.
Right. And whatever. But we do see something that I found very interesting. The first time that I saw the movie, this really caught my eye. On the wall, there is a series of swords. And it's
Yes.
wonderful. Like, this is where I
There are
kind
three.
of wonder where these guys went wrong when making this movie. Because this is Chekhov's gun. In
It sure
sword
is.
form.
Yeah, you got to use it.
Right. It's there. It's shown.
Nah, never returned.
Wait, I don't know what you're saying.
Chekhov's
I don't know.
gun
Okay,
is a filmic device where if you show something like a gun or something,
Right.
it's going to be used later.
Oh, it does come back.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's just the fact that like these guys emphasize these swords 3 times throughout the movie, and then they actually do use them, and it's making me really wonder how much thought they put into this movie. Like it's very schizophrenic in a way.
Well, and not only did they show the swords, they showed Jill playing with the swords. Like, she had special attention towards them, which
Right.
was like foreshadowing. Yeah, that
It's-
was.
Chekhov's sword, and
Well, she is a fencer.
right,
Well, yeah, but I don't want to say what happens, but yeah.
Yeah.
right,
Well, anyway,
I mean-
dude, Nerdle Face and Hot Girl start actually doing it. So that's cool.
in a very weird way too.
In the
like-
weirdest possible way. She seems
It's-
like not into it, but still going for it.
right? Because apparently
I
she
think
had-
the only reason why she's having sex with him is it's a vanity call because he is so obviously like infatuated with her, and she's just like, yes, I'm beautiful, let's do this. So yeah, she's not actually into it. She's just like, yeah, I'm hot, so all the guys want to sleep with me, so we're gonna have sex.
right, and
one of
this
those
guy
girls.
is so awkward and
don't
doing
know
everything
anyone like that.
wrong. And she slaps him, and it's funny, but also really weird.
Sure, it was really fun watching that scene at work. So I was like, who's behind me? I don't know.
And I just whatever. So they do their thing. There's some
And,
broken glass.
David
That
sees out the window some commotion.
Right.
Oh yeah, he sees
So this is where we get our
he
first.
just sees the guy banging his hand, right?
No,
Like,
this is already
No.
that has already happened.
he saw that earlier out the window. Yeah.
Right. So after the sex scene, like
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
she Melanie gets up and goes into the shower, like the time. Okay, so Melanie's kind of funny. After the sex, they're laying on the floor. The power kind of does its little thing, and she makes a joke of, "I think we broke a fuse." Amazing. She gets up to go take a shower, and then the lights come on. Right as
Yeah, totally.
Teddy like turns and sees another Melanie on the bed. And then David gets to watch Kyle yell at Kyle and shoot himself in the head.
Yeah, and too, Melanie on the bed says something like, "How'd you get here so fast?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is almost immediate. Like it's a very short amount of time. It's the blackout is about 2 minutes. Not a long time.
Yeah. So our main characters are starting to see something funny is going on.
You totally missed something. It's my bad because my notes are a madman's ramblings. I before the first blackout, we got to see Jill and David talk.
Right.
David.
Oh,
will
right.
apologize.
They
Yes.
argued, and it did not go well.
They
and
finally get to talk.
Like basically, David says all the wrong things.
Yes, this is where we get the 2 years, 730 days.
Yeah, and this
Uh,
is this is where you first really see that these two people are just nothing alike.
right.
They're going in different
It,
directions.
it really felt like this conversation really made me feel like she was looking for a way to get rid of him to begin with. Like
Yeah.
that. Uh, did you guys feel the
Yeah,
same
well,
sort of
well,
thing?
she's moving on with her life. She's doing things. She's going to college. She's doing her fencing. She's trying to make something of herself, and he's just stagnating in his hometown, doing nothing.
Yeah.
And he wants her to stay there. Like he's trying to stop her. Like he doesn't want anything to change, and she's like, "This is the point of our life where we are changing, and you were trying to stay the same." And that's the first time you actually see that, like, yeah, these two people are completely going separate ways.
Right. Yeah.
Like, yeah,
So
they had one great summer, but that
and
was it.
Yeah.
it's awkward and painful and just dumb. And she leaves him, and he's a moron. And that's where he goes into the room with the bird.
Hmm.
And about this time, the mob of people are leaving the house, like they're going to the backyard.
Yeah, they're like at the pool area now,
And
having
I know
weird drinks from India.
it
Yeah,
sounds
sure.
it sounds like I'm being very particular about describing, it's like basically scene by scene. But
But
for
this
this
it's
movie,
important in
it's
this
actually
movie.
important
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
frustrating.
I was gonna be like, well, we need to hurry this up, and I'm like, no, wait, I see what you're doing. This is important.
Yeah,
Well,
it actually needs to happen, and I
Yeah.
apologize for just rambling.
No, but we
But
also missed uh, uh, who's our favorite girl?
Allison,
Allison?
Allison.
Oh,
We missed an
yeah.
Allison moment where there was
She
a
gets like
total
pranked.
pranked by some dude that's like, "Oh man,
oh
you're
yeah,
so hot. Can I take off your
oh
clothes?"
yeah.
And
That,
then she almost falls for it.
no,
And
she doesn't. She doesn't almost fall for anything.
oh,
Like
well,
she's
she
just
almost lets
sitting
him
there.
kiss her because she's just not
She's
moving.
terrified. Like she doesn't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
She's frozen.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But it's kind of one of those frozens where it's like, okay, I wouldn't object to this happening, but what are you doing? Who are you?
right.
Kind of thing.
So dude is trying to use his opposable thumbs or whatever and trick it was all a dare by his bitchy girlfriend.
Yeah, he like
Yeah.
leans in to kiss her and then just starts laughing because he
Right.
can't go through with it,
Yeah.
which is a huge like slap in the face.
Right. And then she gets upset and ends up
Mhm.
going to the bird room
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So, the lights do the thing, and everyone's whatever.
Everyone's whatever.
Kyle shoots himself in the head, and when I say he shoots himself in the head, Kyle 1 or Kyle 2 shoots Kyle 1 or Kyle
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. They get in
Not really-
a fight because this dude is aggressive. They make a point of saying that like this guy is violence first, like shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy.
this
So
drug
he
dealer.
sees a double of himself. He's just like, you gotta die. Like that's his answer
Sure.
to.
Makes sense.
Well, yeah,
But-
a little bit.
But I also like too because what's his face? David sees this. He doesn't know which Kyle was the aggressive one. He doesn't know that's the way Kyle is.
Right.
He just goes, "Oh my god, a double of Kyle comes up and Kyle dies."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this
so
is
that
where
starts the fear.
the timeline gets absolutely just idiotic.
Well, basically, like every time there's a blackout, the timelines of the people who appear that are the doppelgangers gets closer and closer in time, kind of like that Bravest Warriors episode. If you guys have seen that, it's great. So they're
No.
getting closer and closer to them, and I don't know what that really means because they do interact with each other.
Right. And
So
it gets really just hard to follow here. Just for reasons. Mainly because I don't think they actually knew their timeline.
no, how would
Because-
everybody know each other's timeline? And-
No. Like the filmmakers didn't know their timeline.
Oh no,
Because
I mean,
it's all just out of whack, and it's all just so many things happening at the same time when they shouldn't be happening.
right. I mean, it's.
Like-
I do like the idea that oh, I figured this out. Like the main characters kind of start figuring it out, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna fix the things that happened to me during this party.
Right.
Yeah, like
Now,
Allison goes to that guy.
No, to that girl.
To that girl, right?
So Allison's plan starts like she notices that her past her, Allison 2 or whatever, is getting hit on by that dude, and she's just like, you know what, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna throw this stuff onto the chick, and she's a bitch. Also,
What is
this
that
is-
stuff, by the way?
I don't know.
Like a mudslide?
Whatever she was drinking. Probably.
Also-
A melted frosty?
We should mention
She
that.
probably would be drinking a Frosty at a party.
Yeah,
It
why
makes
not?
sense.
I
We
would.
should also bring up the fact that Teddy had left 2 Melanies in the same room together, just staring at each
Because
other.
he's
He
a
just-
coward.
He just locked them in there together.
Essentially, and
Bye-bye.
apparently they just sat there and stared at each other for 10 minutes.
What
Give or
would you
take.
do
I would have
if
a lot
you
of
saw
questions.
a naked version of yourself?
I don't think I would just sit there and stare.
I probably would.
Maybe.
I'd start quizzing her.
Right. And
Yeah,
then
quizzes. That's good.
Teddy's doing his thing, bouncing
It's
back
like
and forth, trying to
It's
figure
like
out
the
what's going
elf quiz. What did I sing you on your birthday? Happy birthday! Oh man, he's good.
What am I thinking? And this time it's definitely not Kitty. Get out
Sorry,
of my
continue,
head.
Brady.
Alright.
It's amazing.
Sorry, Brady.
No, it's fine. Like, I would rather listen to your guys' little tangents than go on my rant.
No, tell us. We got to get through this. We got to get
God,
through this
okay,
ridiculous
so-
movie.
So, Teddy ends up doing his thing, goes back into the room after the Teddy 2 walks in to see the 2 Melanies. And it's really entertaining because Teddy's just like, well, you said you had a surprise for me, so let's just roll with it.
Yeah.
And then Teddy 1
He's
walks
like,
in
oh
behind,
snap! You had a twin sister. I didn't know.
apparently. And then all of a sudden, there's the 2 Teddys and 2 Melanies. And it's weird and awkward and painful. And then the lights go out.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, at this point in the movie, I'm pretty sure the writers were idiots. Like, that's
Like,
just
I feel
where
like-
I'm at.
I feel like this movie would have been a really good short story, but because they tried to make it like a full
Well,
movie,
it was a short.
they lost a lot.
Apparently, it
Right.
was a short. Brady found something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
like I'm saying, like as a short, it's great. But when they
Yes.
tried to make it a full-fledged, like
to me, it feels
it-
like
it-
they had
they
3
got
different people
confused.
writing 3 different movies and then
It's the
turned it into
same-
one.
it's the same as like a lot of time travel movies. Like the more you try to do a time travel movie, the more you just get so lost in your own script and
And-
nothing ever makes sense anymore.
And when we get to where we're going to suggest movies, I've got the perfect one. That if you
Okay.
haven't seen it, then I'm going to just throw out all of your argument out the window and not even pay attention. Just so you know. Just because
Okay.
I
it's
hope your argument takes form of a squirrel before you
Yeah.
throw it out the window.
pretty much that might happen. I might just like eat it or something. I don't know.
Okay. We can like rotisserie it.
Just because this movie as a spin on doppelgangers, sure, but these things, these devils aren't doppelgangers by any means.
Yeah, it's
And-
more like The Prestige. Spoiler alert.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh hey, oh no.
Because the Teddy 2 and Melanie 2 just continue whatever they were doing, right? But yet later on they kind of remember that something's going on, something's happening, there's been a change. Like these things, the doubles remember what had happened. They have to,
Yeah,
It's kind of
they
like
do.
Dollhouse.
in a way.
Like
But
Dollhouse
Because-
is a whole other thing we gotta.
well, I'm saying because they're getting thrown into these situations, like because they're not actually getting fast forward. They're like teleporting in time, where they don't actually have the in between, like experiences. But then they start remembering and start coming back, and then they're just like, wait,
right.
wait,
Because-
it's
Now, the reason why I don't like what you're saying doesn't make sense to me is when they actually have the strippers going on, which by the way,
Oh, right, the
the strippers
strippers.
standing off to the side holding hands like the creepy twins from The Shining,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really pissed me off and really made me think the writers were
Wait,
idiots.
wait, wait. Let's roll back real quick. I have to talk about the sushi woman.
Oh, God.
Okay, so there's a sushi woman,
I was really hoping she just wouldn't come up tonight.
and that's fine, even though that's completely unrelatable to anyone in
That age
our
group.
that age group's income bracket non-existent. I don't understand. Yes,
well,
the Indian
apparently
boy was
this
rich, but
Indian
come on.
boy has like money out the butt. Like, I don't
Yeah, but
understand.
come on. Come
Like,
on.
I mean, did you
The
see
money-
his parents' family photo?
The money is
Let's speak
bleeding
about
out
money.
of every orifice of his. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so this sushi woman, you're supposed to eat sushi off her. Sure, that's great. I don't understand what that fat kid did to her to make her finally move, because they were like,
No, it
poking
wasn't the
at her.
fat kid. It was the black kid, and the black kid bit her.
He bit her.
Yeah.
He bit her.
Oh.
And that's why
was
she
trying-
ninja kicked him.
He was trying to take sushi off of her with his mouth, and he bit her.
And so she obviously
I got
got
it.
upset
I got
and
Mm-mm.
stood up and like flying ninja kicked him in the face and then elbowed him in the sternum.
I
and
hope
then
when
left.
she did that, like all the sushi just flew into other witnesses' mouths.
Apparently, it had to.
She's still a server.
She's number one priority
Yeah.
is her clientele. Number two is revenge. So
Yeah.
Her dignity.
okay. Now fast forward. I just had to mention Sushi Woman
Okay,
because
so,
she's so ridiculous. Okay,
There's
strippers.
a lot of stuff that goes on between the sex and the seeing of the doubles and so on and so forth, but we get to the point where there's these strippers that are entertaining everyone because apparently everyone's excited to see these two strippers on stage and do whatever.
Sure.
And in the middle of this, like the power thing happens, and there's a crossover, and the two strippers are watching, or have to be in a position where they can see what's going on. Like they see the people at the stage cheering.
Yeah.
They see the strippers on the
I
stage,
wondered about that.
and they walk onto stage and start stripping, and everyone gets a little uncomfortable and a little weird. And that's the first sign of something's off. So after everyone, like the power goes
the
out again,
rest of the people, yeah.
when the power goes out again, and they get all of the first people into the pool house or whatever.
By the way, I just read on IMDb there's a message board subject that is, "Who is that cute girl that lifted her top before the universes meet?"
Of course.
Oh, that was such a good scene too. I completely spaced
Yeah.
it. Like
I don't understand. She's
she
like
sees-
ashamed because
she gets to see herself flashing everyone. She gets sad.
because I mean they very obviously dressed her as a conservative woman, but yet in the heat of the moment
Woman.
of the party, she's taking her top off. But then, like, you know, what 20 minutes ago version of her hasn't got to that weird drunken spot yet,
maybe
and
she's
is still
roofied.
conservative, and she's like, what? What?
What am I doing? That's so
Yeah.
weird.
Why
It's
are my
so not
boobs out?
And this is where everything starts getting weird. So when the doubles show up and they're at the stripper part and they're kind of going through those motions, everyone kind of has this, like, the strippers, the ones that noticed that the other strippers were them,
They're like,
were
we
looking
don't have
around
to-
like, this is really weird. Something's off. So that right there leads me to believe that there's no reason why Teddy and Melanie should have been having sex that second time.
Yeah, but whatever. That's the least of our
Right.
issues.
No, because there's the other the double versions of the two girls were doing exactly what the originals were doing while they were waiting, and then they came out in the party.
But they could see it. Are they blind? Can they not just be like something
But
weird?
They're in the
Well,
zone.
they're probably like, oh, they started without us. Let's just go on in there.
They can see themselves.
Well, they see other dancers, but the other dancers
They
are
are
facing away at
professionals.
first. Yeah, the other dancers are facing away at first, so they're just like, man, this dude changed the setup on us last minute.
I wouldn't have done it.
But we're professionals, like the sushi woman. We're hired
Yeah.
from the same company, clearly. We're gonna finish our jobs.
Yeah.
Something, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, they gotta, like, put mouths in their babies, or put food in
We gotta put mouths in our babies'
mouths
foods.
in our babies.
Oh, that's amazing.
My babies are mouthless. Oh my god, this is a great image. So let's we're getting off track here.
Yeah, we need to like hurry up. We're
So-
already running long.
So fast forward, we're kind of all the universes start colliding, and then different people start seeing this stuff. But overall, the crowd is a bunch of idiots.
Yeah,
And even
drunk-
though
Drunk.
Teddy,
The writers and directors are heavily relying on all drunk people being incredibly stupid.
Right.
incredibly stupid.
It's not a far leap though.
It's true.
Yeah.
So it's like and I understand like Teddy's a dork face and he's trying to like drum up commotion, and I'm sure if you heard that you would be like, what are you talking about? But he was really serious, and I would at least look into it.
Really hate Teddy. I hate both Teddys. The
I
first
think
Teddy
the fact
is
too is that everyone hates Teddy.
right.
So they're just like, dude, get off the stage. We
The
don't
first
want to hear
Teddy
anything
is
you have to
just
say.
Annoying. The second Teddy is
Angry and annoying.
an angry, annoying bastard. And this is where we get a little confused because the doubles tend to be a little bit more aggressive at this point because whatever, of course,
Because they've dealt. They're more observant than the originals.
right. And the originals
Basically.
killed themselves.
Well, and I think it's too because, like I said, the doubles aren't actually going through the timeline. They're being jumped through and just kind of popping up places, going.
But
So they're questioning more. I
Kyle
guess, is what I'm
died.
saying.
David hit himself
Kyle?
in the face with a bottle, and David's double isn't jumping around. He's knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, there's my cussing again. So his body.
Oh yeah,
isn't
we
moving.
need to say like original David tied. Did we say that?
No.
Like he tied the double David version up, so he could go talk to the double version of Jill, and try to make everything right.
By
Because
spitting out.
He's already given up on the original Jill. He's
Right.
just gonna try again with the new one.
Which is why I hate David.
Yeah. But I think that's what they were trying to like foreshadow in the beginning of the movie, saying that it's not really the girl that matters to him, it's the she's more of an object than a person. So if someone
Right.
else can fill
'Cause-
that like possession space, I'll take it. So the
Yeah, 'cause he
double
goes
can
in-
fix it.
And says everything to her that the original did, and she was like, "This is weird. I don't know what's going on." But they kiss. Things are better.
Because he says all the right things this time instead of all the wrong things.
Yeah.
780 days.
He kind of just does what is that thing that is it an angel episode where like this god just like says exactly what's going to come out of your mouth, or like in Fringe when the bald dudes just keep saying what's going to come out of your mouth.
Yeah. Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah, that's really romantic. So
But yeah, she's just like, oh, it's so romantic.
Yeah.
We're totally on the same page.
totally works. Oh, and the reason why I gasped is I just figured out a great movie to go along with this as a recommendation. Anyway, we keep going. That one is convinced, but every time he goes to find Jill, he doesn't know which one it is at what time.
Yes. And he ends up finding the original Jill and is trying to like talk to her like everything's all better, and she's like, what is wrong with you? Everything's not okay. I still hate your guts.
Yeah. I think we lost Brady real quick.
Oh noes. That's what that oh nose is about. I thought I lost you guys.
No. He says, "Go on without me." I don't
We
know.
lost him in he's we gotta wait till he fast forwards and catches up to us.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So
Okay.
so anyway, we'll just say
Yeah,
the,
so then
the movie progresses and people get violent because they see their doppelgangers, and that's scary as hell, and let's kill
it's-
them.
Yeah, basically it's them or us, because eventually they're going to catch up to us because they keep jumping closer and closer into the timelines. And eventually they're going to be, caught up together, and they're all scared of what happens when they meet that nexus, basically. And at the same time, the main character, David, is trying to figure out, like, if, original Jill and like Doppel or other Jill, like secondary Jill, whatever, if they meet up, which one am I keeping? Am I going to keep the one that likes me or the one that hates me? And so that's where the knives come in, because you keep seeing them, 3 knives in a row. And you see original Jill go up into the room with that Steve guy because she's going to have sex with them. And there's like a really cute scene where he looks at the other Jill and they smile and she's like, "Hi, I found you," because she like teleported away and she was lost. And that's the other thing, is like, that's where I keep saying, like, she's not going through the same motions. She's just being fast forward because she was talking to him and then all of a sudden she was at the party, because that's where original Jill was.
Sure.
And she doesn't know how she got there because she's not going through the motions. She's being fast forwarded. And so she's lost and she sees David and she's like, "Oh, okay. You know, everything's good, everything's happy." And you're like, "Oh, okay, so they're going to be together," but he walks away and goes towards original Jill. And you're thinking, "Oh, you know, she's the original. He's going to try to, you know, make things work with her or something, because this other Jill isn't the real Jill. It's not the right one." But that's where the knives come in, because he's going to go up to the room, you think, to talk to her and try to figure things out and work things out together, but that bottom knife is missing. And that's
dead.
supposed... Yeah. Hey, Brady.
Oh, you're here. Yay.
And that's where it's supposed to be like, that's your first clue that, you know, he's not going for the original Jill. He doesn't care about the original Jill. He cares about getting his way.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And he stabs the original to make way for the secondary.
Right. You know, assuming
I half expected, because again, it was one of those things where like the power went out and they teleported, and that's when everybody caught up with each other. I half expected her to like have a stab wound.
I kind of hoped.
I was really hoping that's what happened. Like, that's what you get.
And I like the fact that, you know, after the stabbing, he puts the body in the bed and puts a blanket over it, and then
because he knows
double
she's gonna be there. So he's like,
yeah,
"Oh, you
the
can't
double
see
gets
that."
teleported in and doesn't pay attention to the fact that there is a human-shaped thing at the place.
But
And then,
this is also the point where everyone in the party is all hiding in the giant shed, all together.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna have a giant house, you're gonna have a giant shed. I mean, come on.
I mean,
think
you have a
somehow
shed.
we lost like half of the party.
Sure. I mean, I would just run away.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that first girl. She had the right reaction. Oh, Kyle sees himself and kills himself. Yep, see ya.
Well, she ran away before that. She ran away after seeing his double.
Kyle has a twin brother? No, I'm not putting up with this.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Now, I did like Allison's idea. Allison sees herself and goes, "I like me."
Well, and she's the one that really gets it too. Like, you know, they're catching up with me. So that's why she has 2 chairs. She sits in one chair for 5 minutes and then switches to the other one. So if it's 5 minutes behind her, it's going to automatically be in the other chair. I'm like, hey, you get it. But that brings me to my problem with the dude on the couch sleeping.
Yeah.
He should be sleeping on top of himself.
Essentially, yes.
He should be. But
And no one notices.
no.
Yeah.
No one notices.
Yeah.
So fast forward. Let's
Dead.
dead.
Fight.
So fight
Oh.
scene, and there's only one of each
Well,
person
yeah,
left.
everybody is killing themselves. And I did like that they added that quote to, like, meet yourself is to meet God, and they kill themselves.
Yeah,
So they killed God.
because we're violent little shrimp people.
And I'd also think, like, I kind of wonder, too, like, you know, had Kyle not killed Kyle, and had David not been so obsessive that he beat himself up and made everything crazy, when they all met their doubles, would they have just been like, "Party on!" But because of the paranoia of these other people,
Yes.
it set the whole mood of paranoia.
Yeah, that's why I hate Teddy. Because, especially Teddy, too. Teddy, too.
Yeah,
is the one
Teddy
that
freaked
turned up.
out, and I'm like, had everybody, like, basically, Kyle, Teddy, and David not been at that party, I think everybody else would have been like, "What? This is the best party ever!"
Apparently, like something. Because,
Yeah.
I don't know. Teddy, too, really pisses me off because he's like, they want to take everything that is dear to us and everything that you care about.
Yeah, how do
They
you know
interrupted
that?
you having sex with this chick that doesn't even know you exist.
Yeah, but that's what's dear to him.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
last line is, "Call me."
Yeah. And I do
No.
like that they end it with you not knowing, like, out of each person, is it the original or is it the double
That
that
is the part I
survived?
like the best out of
Yeah,
this film. I'm
that
like,
was the one
oh,
thing. Also, I'd like to add the other thing I really enjoyed, if you think about it. Out of all these people, Jill at the end of the night still has no idea what happened.
Yeah. None.
She's just like, man, I got really drunk last night.
She doesn't know that
oh my
everyone tried to
god.
kill themselves. She
She
doesn't
doesn't know
know.
anything about doubles.
She doesn't
Absolutely
know that
nothing.
Steve is a giant douchebag,
Yeah.
Yes, and she's not burdened with truths.
She doesn't know that David is a giant douchebag.
murdering douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is the perfect innocent, the only innocent person in this film.
And she was the subject of the best joke. Good Jill hunting.
Sure, if that's the best joke, I guess it is in this
In
movie.
actuality, I was just thinking of Allison too. My argument of had, those three people not been at this party, would it have gone a different way? And I think Allison was our proof of that. Like, Allison saw herself without everyone else's
Yeah.
paranoia and went,
I-
that's cool.
I think it's a person to person basis. Like
Yeah.
the hive mentality that Teddy instills is that just kind of happens because mob. It's like, hey, look, they killed us, so
Fear.
we need to go kill them.
Fear of the unknown, because the biggest fear is what happens when we catch up with each other.
I like
Right.
to think that
And
whoever is the
Allison is
strongest
like-
version is the one that survived.
Which is probably the doubles of everyone, because the doubles were the first ones to start questioning.
Evolution.
I think the original Melanie lived, and the double Teddy lived.
I can't even
That's why I
speculate.
like to think. Like that's just
Anyway.
that's what I hope happened because I hate Teddy and I hope she never talks to him again.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to.
No, I don't think
Because
she's gonna call him.
because the first words after she murders, like, hers is the only, like, self-murder that actually bothered me, because you saw in, like, when she was strangling herself, you saw on both of their faces they did not want to do this. Like, she was the only one that it looked like, I don't want to kill myself, but I'm too scared to stop
they were
strangling
strangling
you.
each other. It seemed a little sexual to me.
Well, like, I don't know, because they were both crying and they had this look in their eyes. Like, I felt like those two, like, didn't want to strangle each other, but were too scared to stop strangling.
Right.
And so she, like, went through this process where she watched herself die, like, she watched herself be strangled to death by herself, and the first words out of the guy that's supposed to, like, console her are, "Call me?" Yeah, she's not calling him. Ever.
And- I hate this movie.
Yeah.
I hate every second of this movie. Allison is the only redeeming factor of this entire thing, and just because I love the character and the fact that they had an excuse to have twins kiss, it might as well.
Might as well.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just have to.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for ratings. Brady, you've already began. Would you like to give us a number?
Yeah, I'm torn between a 2 and a 3. I think I'm gonna go with a 3 just because the concept was good.
Yeah.
Just terribly poor execution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hans?
I think I'm more along the lines of a 4. Like, I definitely agree with Brady, this isn't a good movie, but it was a ballsy concept, and up until a point, they were nailing it, and then they just completely missed the nail and started hammering their thumb. But, and I mean, it still was a really pretty movie. It's still, I didn't like the dialogue. The acting didn't bother me, but I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like any of the characters. I don't like party movies, so I love horror films, but, like, even watching this a second time to, kind of do the review and everything, I had to break it up into 4 sittings. Like, I couldn't sit through the party aspect of the movie again, just because I
Which
don't
is
really
the
like-
entire movie.
Yeah, it's because I don't really like party movies, so it's like, it's kind of, even though it is a horror film, like, it doesn't feel like one at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
I still feel like I said, it's a ballsy um concept. I feel like had it been a short story, like stuck as a short story, like in one of those movies where they do like a series of short stories, and like yeah, it would have probably been my favorite one in that. Like they do like the Tales from the Crypt kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, it
Um,
would work in a 10-minute setting.
yeah, it probably would have been the best one I'd ever seen, and it was a great idea. But because they just kept adding to it and adding to it, it got really diluted and really messed up. So, but I mean, I don't want to give it a 2 or 3. I do want to give it a 4 just because I do like the idea a lot. And I love, I don't know, I like weird stuff. I really like weird stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick with a 4.
Okay. Valid. I'm. I think I have to go with a 3 because while shot really nicely,
Yeah, it's really
and
pretty.
yeah, and I mean I know some of what would have went into making it since I was very close to it too. Which I mean, all for independent cinema. Let's go for it. Cool initial idea. I like the ending where you don't know who came out
Yeah,
on
that I
top.
that I really enjoyed. And they don't really give you any clues either. They're not like they don't want to tell you. You're just left to not know because the characters don't know.
Yeah,
Like
and
I,
that's
I
fine.
enjoyed
ending.
that.
And that's fine, and I like that. But I agree with you, Monica. Like I also hate party movies because I've never once been to never been to a party like that, and B, never really enjoyed one like that.
I have been to parties like that, but I was Allison at those parties.
Like I wouldn't even want to go.
Yeah,
Like no thanks.
I try.
I'll get drunk watching a movie about it instead.
I was
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a 3 for me.
Right. Now,
Yeah,
when it
overall.
comes to time framey weird movies, if you want to see something that's actually kind of good, Time Crimes.
Oh yeah, that was one movie I was thinking about recommending for this, but I'm like, I don't want to do time movies because this wasn't really a time movie, but it kind of was.
It kind of
It
was.
it was a time movie one way
Yeah.
or another, whether it was doppelgangers or just weird
Yeah.
whatever. It was basically a
I
time
was
doppelganger.
I was gonna say Looper.
Um,
Looper's good.
Yeah.
Looper's good, and I enjoyed it, and I wouldn't
I
put it.
enjoyed Time Crime.
But yeah, Time Crimes.
Time Crimes. Good recommendation.
Yeah, it actually does really well when it comes to the weird timelines and things going the wrong direction,
And that is a really hard thing to do.
and they do it so well.
And that's what again when I say like this was a really ballsy concept because while it was a time kind of loop story at the same time it wasn't and they were trying to go for something else but they really I feel like they needed more people reading the script going I don't think that works.
I think what happened was they had a time movie and a doppelganger movie and decided to combine them, and they just didn't go far enough with one or the other. They just
Yeah, I think it got really diluted.
the balance was off, and they
Yeah.
just poor choices all around. Chekhov's sword was amazing though.
Very cute. My recommendation, which I just thought of during the middle of this podcast, is a little movie called The One I Love, starring Mark Duplass and Elizabeth Moss.
Is that the one with the chick from Mad Men?
Yes.
That's
Totes
been on my
appropriate.
that's been on my Netflix a lot. Like Netflix keeps telling me to watch it, and I'm like, shut up, okay, I'll watch it.
You should watch it. I highly recommend it for you too, Brady. It is, if you want to see a movie that's like this, but good, that.
But good.
The
And you know what's
One I
terrible?
Love. It's
I
wonderful.
like bad movies. I really
I do too. I love that.
And this one, I just hated every second of it. Now,
I think
I
it's the
did.
layer of douchery over the whole thing.
Yeah, that
That-
kind of the fact that there wasn't any relatable or even lovable character really, except Allison, but she got so little screen time. It kind of it puts you off from the
Right.
beginning.
And I did kind of go into watching this movie wanting something to not like. Like, I wanted to talk about a bad movie. I wanted to say something about hating a movie and just how
You
it
got
made
your
me
wish.
I know.
right. Which
You're
is why I
welcome.
watched it multiple times because I wanted to give it a fair
Well,
shot.
that was kind of why I recommended this too, because I am while I do, like I said, while I do enjoy the story of it, I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about it. Because I had a feeling you wouldn't like it, but I felt like you should see it still. Like
Okay.
it should be in your repertoire of films and references, even for like bad
Sure.
timelines. And
And for a lesson that we can all learn from when making our own movies. Um, yeah. What's your recommendation, Mons?
I don't have one. I really, I really couldn't. I could Back to the Future. I don't know. I can't.
Literally anything better than this.
Why not Invasion of the Body Snatchers from
Because
1970?
I don't really feel like it's one of those movies, or like I don't really feel like it's time travel movie, and I don't
You
really feel
just
like
said it
it's
was.
well, I know it is, but it's not really. So I don't like
Why?
I can't pinpoint this movie.
Then
I guess
recommend
that's it.
something else.
Night Watch. For
Night Watch
reason.
is great. You know what? I watched a movie the other day on Netflix that I really loved. It was called Haunter. Like
Oh, yes.
Haunter. That was
Oh my
good.
god, that's the one where the
It's
the
still like
ghost is
the girl, and
yes.
she's
Oh,
yeah. I really
so
liked
good.
it. Yeah, it
So
was
good.
good.
And that does kind of fit this theme in a way because you don't
It's
know.
varying timelines.
That's a great movie. You should totally watch that one.
Yeah,
All right,
Crystal,
all
you should
right,
watch that. That's good.
all right. I'll put it in the thing. Well, any last thoughts before we tell everyone what next week's or next episode's movie is going to be?
Mm,
Don't watch this
again,
movie.
again, I didn't really hate this movie, but like I said, when it was coming to time to watch it a second time to
Watch this.
do these reviews, I had to force myself. I did not want to sit down and watch it again. Like I actually did not want to watch it again, and that's kind of rare for me because even movies I hate, I'll still watch it again, especially for something like this where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a review on it.
Yeah.
It was almost torture to make me watch this movie.
Why'd you do this to us? Why
It's like
did you do
she
this?
she wanted to have
Mostly
some
I wanted to hear what you guys would say about it.
right that
I
and
think
experiments like the satellite of love, but
And
whatever.
I feel like our reviews shouldn't all just be great movies. Like I feel like we should warn people too. Like
Sure. Let's warn people. Let's okay, there's plenty. Okay. That's fine. Sure. Um,
You're just like
sure,
stuck
Moms.
on so many thoughts. Like you want to say something, you're like no,
I
but I
can't.
should no, I
I
can't.
know
I
that's
can't.
every conversation with me and Crystal.
Well, I'm gonna recommend, or I'm gonna say for next week's movie or next episode's movie, excuse me. It's gonna be something that nobody's seen yet, and we'll see if
No,
it's good or not.
it's on my list.
Zombievers?
No, not some. How did you know?
That's
No,
another one Netflix keeps saying, watch this. I'm like, no!
I bet you'll like it. Okay, so
Oh, we will.
it's a
It's
movie
like,
called "The Strange Color of Your Body's Tears," which looks like an old school Italian horror movie in the vein of like a Dario Argento, but I think it's French. I can't remember, but it looks really creepy and cool, and so we'll talk about that next time.
Oh, I'm excited already.
Yeah, me too, because like people
Oh,
come out of the walls and stuff.
we didn't even talk about what the IMDb summary of Plus One was.
you know,
I
I read the IMDb summary of Plus One. I was like, no, I'm not, this isn't accurate.
No.
This makes
everyone
no
goes
sense.
to a party and everything goes horribly wrong.
Yeah. That just
Not
makes it
quite.
sound like a generic teen movie. Like, they don't. Everything going horribly wrong to a normal person means that, like, a girl gets a drink spilt on her and her boyfriend is making out with someone else, and that is not what they're talking about.
No.
Okay,
Well,
so
anyway.
the strange color of your body's tears going on my list, and judging by the quick
cover
Google
looks really
search
cool.
that I've done,
Gorgeous poster. Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm
this
so excited.
oh, we didn't even look at the poster of Plus One. It's dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't even suggest any hint of horror. Anyway, we are running late, so I guess we'll say goodbye for now. And we'll look
Bye.
forward to talking to you guys next episode.
Whenever that may
Yeah.
be.
Bye, y'all.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.